To make him want you long after you've gone, that's a whole different skill. And that skill starts with learning about 3 hidden spots on his body that are built not just for physical pleasure, but for deep emotional letting go. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, I already know those places, let me tell you this. You don't. That's because they are not where you expect. If you master them, he will never forget the feeling of your touch, no matter how many other women he meets. But here is where many women make a mistake. They mix up being attractive with being clever. They believe kissing is about strong feeling and just doing what feels right. It is not. It's about pace, waiting, and joining. And the correct kiss in the correct spot with the correct goal can make a man's whole body go weak. I once thought that kissing was only about natural spark, that special click you can't explain. But after helping women with relationships for many years, I've learned that spark is something you can build. You can create it slowly through energy, timing, and focus. So today I want to show you 3 spots that turn on a man's mind and his feelings at the same time. Because when you touch both his body and his pride in the right way, you create a thought in his brain that tells him, I need more of her. Let me ask you something. Have you ever kissed a man and felt him get tight? Like he enjoys it, but he is not melting? That's likely because you were kissing him in all the spots he expected. Lips, neck, perhaps his chest. He's happy, sure, but his brain is not surprised. There is no sudden jolt, no sign that says, this woman is special. Men want newness just as much as they want to feel valued. What truly makes him lose his mind is not just how you kiss, it's where and why. Here is the secret most women never learn. Men have feeling spots linked not only to their pleasure zones, but also to their feeling of pride, safety, and release. When you discover the places that cause both the physical and the mental feeling, you stop being just another lover. You become the woman who changes his nervous system, and that is what these 3 kissing spots do. But first, I want you to grasp the emotional groundwork behind this. Most women think men want power. The truth is, the right man wants to trust you enough to lose control. And the way to get him there is not by being controlling. It's by being fully present. It's the way your touch tells him, you are safe with me. You can stop holding back. That is what excites him beyond reason. That is what creates a deep wanting. Because for a man, letting go is the biggest risk. And the woman who can lead him there is never forgotten. Now, I'm not here to give you a set of tricks or simple plans. This is not about using him. This is about understanding his body and his mind, the science of touch and the feeling of connection. You see, when you kiss him in certain areas, you wake up parts of his nervous system that let out dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals that make him feel pleasure, trust, and connection all at once. That's why these 3 spots are so strong. They don't just feel good. They make him link you with comfort and great happiness. And here is the part most women miss. The kiss that makes him lose his mind does not begin with your lips. It begins with your goal. When you touch him with wonder, when you stop just long enough for him to wonder what will happen next. When your breath is close but hasn't landed yet, you are building mental waiting. That is what creates desire. The first 3 seconds of waiting before you kiss him are often stronger than the kiss itself. That is what starts the mind-body circle of deep wanting. But I'll be honest with you, I used to get this wrong. I used to think that passion meant going faster, showing how much I cared, proving I was interested. But men do not remember the woman who moves fast. They remember the woman who makes time slow down, the woman who kisses like she is exploring, not putting on a show. Because to him, that says, she is not trying to impress me, she is feeling me. And before I tell you the 3 hidden spots, I want you to keep one thought in mind. The goal is not to arouse him. The goal is to make him look inside himself. You want to make him feel something so deep that he stops thinking and starts feeling. You want to bring him into that place where his body and his heart cannot tell the difference between desire and true care. So if you've ever wanted to be the woman who gets deep into his feelings, who stays in his memory long after the moment is over, stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'm going to show you exactly where those spots are, how to touch them, and why they work on a level most people never even consider. Most women undervalue how close and personal the area behind a man's ear can be. It is small, it is gentle, but it is one of the most nerve-packed zones on his whole body. The skin there is thin, filled with tiny nerve endings, and it is right above the branches of the vagus nerve, the one that calms the body and increases closeness. When you touch or kiss this spot the right way, you are not just getting him excited physically. You are sharing something much more personal: safety, attention, and complete focus. The reason this spot drives him wild is not just about pleasure, it is about trust. When you move close enough to his ear, you are entering his most private space, his personal sound area. That is where his body automatically listens for danger, for closeness, for emotional signals. When your breath touches that skin, it signals to his nervous system that you are safe, familiar, and deeply linked. That's why he will shiver or pause mid-breath or turn his head slightly, because his brain is processing the mix of excitement and emotional release. Here is how to do it right. Don't rush. You never go straight for it. You build your way there like a slow beat. Start by talking close to his ear, but not touching. Say something soft, perhaps something playfully teasing, maybe just a whisper of his name. Then let your breath brush the edge of his jawline. If he leans in, you are ready. Move slowly up to the curve behind his ear and stop. Just pause. Let the tension build in silence. That pause is the moment his mind changes from thought to feeling. Then barely kiss the skin behind his ear. Not his neck, not his earlobe. The soft area right below the curve of bone where his neck meets his skull. Use almost no pressure, just warmth and breath. Hold it for a second longer than feels normal. Then pull away. Don't go back right away. Let him chase that feeling in his mind. This is what you could call emotional pacing, the skill of giving just enough to create hunger without overwhelming him. You are teaching his nervous system to want your restraint. And when you learn that balance, he will connect your presence with waiting instead of being finished. That is much more addictive. See, men are taught to be in charge. Their world runs on reason and getting things done. But when a woman brings in stillness, soft, planned stillness, she stops that pattern. Behind his ear is where you can cause that break. It is the place that changes the switch from control to letting go. Every man, even the most confident one, wants to feel safe enough to release control. He may not say it, but it is true. When you kiss this spot, you are giving him permission to stop performing. You are saying, you can just be. And that is a feeling he does not get anywhere else. There is also something basic about this area. In ancient times, this spot is where humans sensed warmth, breath, and closeness signals, the signs of personal connection and trust. When you kiss him there, his body is filled with oxytocin and dopamine, the same mix that deepens emotional link. It's not just physical spark, it's biological bonding. That's why after a deep, lasting kiss behind the ear, many men naturally pull you closer. It is not because of lust, it is because their brain is actually trying to join with the source of that comfort. And here is a secret. How you leave that moment matters just as much as how you enter it. After you kiss him behind the ear, stay close for a beat. Let your lips hover near his skin as you breathe out slowly. That warm breath tells his quiet mind, you are still here, still linked. Then move away, but don't look him in the eye yet. Let him come to you. Let him start that loop again. When he does, he is no longer thinking about what's next. He is thinking about you. What makes this first spot so strong is the emotional message it carries. It tells him, I see the part of you that no one else touches, the part that is hidden and protected. And when he feels that kind of understanding, he won't just want you, he will feel known. That is a level of connection most men never feel. And it starts with something as simple as one gentle kiss behind the ear. But don't forget the mindset. This is not about doing some secret trick. It is about being present. If you are thinking, okay, this is step one, you will lose the moment. The magic comes from true interest, listening to his breathing, feeling the change in his body, following your gut feeling instead of a list of steps. Because the truth is, the strongest kiss does not look planned. It looks discovered. And when he feels like you are discovering him rather than performing a trick, he will melt every single time. So the next time you are close and you are tempted to go straight for the lips or the neck, pause, hover. Let your lips find that hidden curve behind his ear. Let the quiet stretch. Let the energy rise. And when you finally touch him there, do it like you are telling him something only his body can understand. That is how you start the letting go. That is how you make him lose his mind. Most women have no idea how personal a man's wrist can be. It is one of those places that is always visible, but almost never truly touched. And that is exactly why it is so strong. The inside of his wrist is full of feeling nerve endings that connect directly to the paths that control his heart rate and his excitement response. When you touch or kiss him there, you are literally tapping into the rhythm of his heartbeat, the pulse of his body that tells his brain, you are alive, you are wanted, you are seen. And what is wonderful about this spot is how soft it is. It is not a strong sexual move. It is quiet, gentle, almost harmless. But that is what makes it unforgettable. You are entering his world through kindness, not temptation. Start simply. Perhaps you are sitting across from him at dinner, his arm resting on the table. You are laughing, teasing, looking at each other. Then in one small natural move, reach for his hand. Don't hold it tight, just turn it slightly so his palm faces up. Run your fingertips slowly over the soft skin where his wrist meets his hand. That is the moment you will feel his pulse flutter. That small beat beneath your touch is his body's unwilling confession. He is feeling something now. Pause. Let your thumb trace slow circles over that spot as you talk. You are connecting your feeling to his heartbeat without saying a word. When you finally bring your lips down to kiss that spot slowly, carefully, it sends a signal straight to his nervous system. His body understands it as safety mixed with waiting. It is the same body reaction that happens when excitement and closeness chemicals meet. He feels excited, yet calm, aroused, yet grounded. And that is the two-sided feeling that keeps men deeply interested. They are not just chasing pleasure, they are chasing peace inside excitement, and you become the source of both. The wrist works because it is unexpected. Every man has had his neck kissed, his chest touched, but when you kiss the inside of his wrist, you are telling him something different. I am paying attention to the small things. That is what gets past his emotional wall. You are not treating him like a show. You are exploring him like a map, and no one forgets the person who studies them like that. The way to do it is simple, but it needs patience. Don't jump, glide. Hover your lips over the inside of his wrist until your breath warms the skin. Watch his reaction. If he tenses, pull back a bit. If he relaxes or breathes out, that is your signal to go ahead. Then kiss him once, softly, slowly, right on the pulse. Hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, just long enough for your breath to match his. When you pull away, do it with a purpose, like you are taking something from him he did not know he was giving. That tiny removal of warmth makes his brain want your touch again. That is how the loop begins. It is often said that attraction lives in contrast, the dance between being close and being distant. The wrist kiss shows that perfectly. It is the most gentle push-pull moment you can create with nothing but stillness and timing. After that, don't rush to break the silence. Let it stay. Maybe smile like you know something he doesn't because you do. You've just started a part of his feeling memory that will play back later when he is alone, wondering why he suddenly misses your touch. That is not using him. It is leaving a mark. His body will remember that softness long after his mind has forgotten the details. What makes the wrist kiss so powerful is also symbolic. The wrist is where we check our pulse. It is where life is most real. When you kiss him there, you are seeing that aliveness in him. You are saying, I feel you, I see you, you are real to me. And for men, that is magnetic. They rarely get to feel seen beyond being strong or confident. But this kind of gentle attention goes through that wall. It tells him he does not need to perform. He just needs to be. Here is a small trick to make it even deeper. After the kiss, lightly trace the same spot with your fingertip in a small circle. Don't look at him. Keep talking, laughing, moving on as if nothing happened. That split between your simple tone and the personal gesture will confuse his brain. He won't know whether to breathe or lean closer. That is what you want. Quiet confusion inside him. Because desire does not shout. It hums quietly. And when you learn to play with that soft hum, you control the emotional rhythm of every moment. Remember, this is not about taking charge. It is about being there. When your energy says, I am fully here with you, his guards drop. When your touch says, I see you, his heart opens. The kiss on the wrist is the smallest act that carries the loudest emotional message. I choose you in this moment. And that is what every man secretly desires. So, next time you are close enough to touch his hand, stop yourself from going for the obvious. Let your fingertips move down to his wrist. Feel that pulse beneath your skin. Kiss it like a secret promise you are keeping. Then pull away just a little and watch his body lean toward yours before he even knows he is doing it. That is the power of being gentle. That is how you start to make him lose his mind, one heartbeat at a time. There is a spot on a man's body that almost no one pays attention to. Still, it is one of the most vulnerable and emotionally sensitive areas. It is the small of his back, right where his spine curves before reaching the waistline. It is a place that holds the quiet tension of control, strength, and pressure. All the things men are trained to carry every day. And when you touch or kiss him there, you are not just making him feel good. You are giving him permission to let go of everything he has been carrying. It is not just physical, it is mental. That is why this spot is so powerful. The lower back is where protection and release meet. Biologically, it is where his body holds stress. Emotionally, it is where he hides his softness. When your hand or lips land there, it skips logic and speaks directly to the part of him that deeply wants rest, trust, and belonging. Most women rush past it, maybe touching it quickly during a hug, never realizing how much power is in that small touch. But when you stay there with intention, everything changes. Imagine you are standing behind him. Maybe you are in the kitchen, or he is doing something simple like reaching for something on a shelf. You step close enough that your body is near his. You place your hand gently on that curve of his back, not pushing, just resting. It is the weight of connection, not power. In that moment, he feels your presence not as a touch, but as support. His body understands that you are behind him, not to challenge his strength, but to support it. Then let your fingers move slowly, tracing tiny circles along that soft muscle. Ridge. You will feel him breathe out almost without thinking. That is his nervous system beginning to release. Now, if you want to take it deeper, lean forward and let your lips barely touch the space just above his waistband in the center of his spine. Don't kiss like you are trying to excite him. Kiss like you are trying to calm him. The mix of feelings is what makes it electric. His brain cannot put the feeling into a simple category. It is not completely sexual, not completely calming. So it lights up every circuit trying to understand it. That confusion is what creates a deep wanting. His body starts wanting more because it cannot define what just happened. The small of the back is also a place that shows giving in. It is where fighters once held their weakness, hidden and unseen. When you kiss him there, you are saying without words, you do not have to protect yourself with me. That message hits harder than any tempting line ever could. It is not about taking charge or power. It is about safety. And when a man feels safe enough to give in, that is when he truly loses his mind. But timing matters. Never start with this spot. It is too personal, too much to show. You use it when you have already built up energy, when there is already trust in the air, when his body is open and his breathing is deep. The lower back kiss is a reward, a final sign at the end of connection. It tells him, you are home. Here is the rhythm. Rest your hand there for a few seconds. Let your fingers spread slightly. Trace the line of his spine downward and then stop just above his waistband. Pause. Let him feel the heat of your breath before you even touch your lips to his skin. That pause creates the pull. Then one slow kiss, hold. Pull away, wait, let silence do the talking. When you pull back, keep your hand there, fingers resting on that same spot. Don't move, just breathe with him. What you are doing is syncing your nervous systems. Two bodies talking without a word. That is deep personal connection. And when you finally break that contact, step away, walk past him, maybe smile over your shoulder. You are leaving him held in the after feeling of both excitement and emotional safety. It is a powerful mix.